So what was the stimuli to build this multi-dimensional library and have a bot search for an answer there instead of building a bot that can provide an answer building it itself? Like,
you mean what was the original idea?
Yeah, like why did you choose this strategy instead of another strategy of where the bot could actually build an answer by himself?
Well, Alex is able to do that. So this will be the next step, but it's much more advanced. It took us a couple of months to set up Jan and to get good copy to feed it. And we're striving to get Alex to work. And even though we have Piotr Mirowski in the team, it's really hard to set it up. So it's kind of technical, but we're going there.
You said you need people.
Yes, I need people, so if you're familiar with this kind of work, please approach me.
So, very interesting project, and I wanted to ask, how do you see the future? What about bots interacting with each other? Is it going to work? Did you try it?
No, I haven't tried it, but artists have tried it. There's some installation in ZKM in Karlsruhe with 2 chatbots who are infinitely talking to each other. It's terrible. There's also a video I can show you afterwards by the Cornell University, where they hooked up Cleverbot with itself, which is really fascinating.
So I have one question as well. So looking at what kind of possible research could be done. You're looking at using a board for the interaction with you on stage. I was thinking about using the environment, so sensors as well. So ahead of today we discussed it a little bit. We had a session last year, so using artificial intelligence in sports, where we use sensor technology, IoT technology, to get environmental information which can be used. So I was thinking like something like using camera system, for example, looking in the room at the audience, seeing if they fall asleep or getting excited, clapping with their hands or leaving the place. And you use that kind of information as an input as well for the player on stage.
It's a great idea. It's another project. We have thought about that. We call it the feedback loop between the stage and the audience. And if that can be automized in a way. Actually, the actors are quite good at feeling where the audience is. But you could insert technology in that, sensors, maybe the audience breathing, or I was thinking about what if we measure if the people get to the front of their seat, because this is a saying, it really grabs you if you're immersed. You're sitting at the front of your seat, so maybe if we measure the seats, something will happen. It's just brainstorming.
Yeah.
So since you said the computer is a bad improviser, how do you define improvisation yourself? How do you qualify if it's a good or bad improvisation?
A good improviser should be able to play along, to play the game that the improviser is offering. So like Shimon, he finds the right key. He detects, okay, this is C model, and he will play along with that. But for theater, the chatbot would have to detect the social situation we are in, which is really hard. They cannot even detect the linguistic context from sentence to sentence right now. This will evolve at some time. Maybe we'll get further. It'll be easier to translate the key of the conversation into the emotional, because they are already able to do that. Sentiment analysis works not very well, but it does work. So if we address the chatbot in a sad way, he or she will address us in a sad way, which is kind of like playing along.
Okay, so my question came more from the side of do you explore how improvisation works at humans, and how can this work with machines?
Yeah, of course I did. That was kind of one of the starting points, because improvisation claims to have a couple of rules, and the improvisation will work. So for me, it seemed a good starting point to maybe just define the rules and implement them in a computer. But actually, the rules of improvisation, they are based on so much social knowledge that we have, and we're not conscious of it. But as soon as we transfer the rule to a computer, we realize what we as humans are doing all the time. They're really reframing all the time. So, my respect for humans has grown.
Just coming back to what I said before, looking at the business implications of something like that, not only looking at the theater side. We had the environmental discussion for, say, something like that here, like an educational context. So if you teach people, and you know, from a technical perspective, you can measure everything, which means you can measure eye changes, so people looking down, people looking up. You can measure emotional expression. You can measure excitement. It becomes more difficult if you're in a different culture. So we discuss the cultural aspects as well, because some cultures don't have very much facial expressions. I see a lot of research possibilities here, maybe funding from the economy, because that would be interesting, say, for banks, yeah? Financial institutions which have an interface to people directly, so to think about, can we take more knowledge about the environment into account when we work with people? So, thank you very much.
Thank you.